welcome back to another Sims 3 speed build. Today we are working in my custom world Stone Ridge Valley. I'm creating a community lot. It's going to be a tea house and it uses the old mill set from the store, from the Sims 3 store. So you will need to have the old mill tea house or old mill tea set, whatever it's called, out of the store in order to have this lot. It uses pretty much everything that comes with that, including the stairs. As you can see, the water mill there on the right hand side, that's going to be, that's part of the set as well, so you will need to have that. I do want to apologize real quick on not getting this uploaded sooner. I've had this build done for quite some time. I started working on it around the time that I did the poll on what community lot you would like to see next. And I had it mostly done before the pretty much the end of that poll. But I started having issues with my computer, not so much my computer itself or the game or anything like that. I had all the video, everything done. I've had it for the most part edited. Everything was pretty much done as well. But I was having problems with my microphone. For whatever reason, my program that I use for editing and creating the voiceovers was not recognizing suddenly that my microphone was connected to my computer. This was kind of a sudden thing that happened. I don't know what caused it. I don't know how settings got changed, but it took me a few weeks. I mean, with me working a full-time job and everything else going on in my life, I couldn't exactly spend, every day or hours out of the day trying to figure out what was going on with my microphone in the program. So it did take me quite some time to get it figured out. And then I finally got it fixed. It was just a setting somewhere on the Windows 11. Somewhere in there was a setting that got clicked. I'm not sure how. And then all of a sudden my microphone was being able to be seen by the program. But during that time, in the meantime, I had tried upgrading to the newest version of this program, thinking maybe it had something to do with the version I was running. I wasn't too sure. I had even tried uninstalling and reinstalling the editor. That didn't seem to fix it. So then I tried getting the newer version, and that wasn't fixing it. And then during that time, I did manage to figure out that it was a button that was clicked. So then both versions, my older version and the newer one, then could recognize my microphone. But now I'm running into the issue where the newer version of the editor, even though I can record just fine, the audio playback on the new version is not working. I can't hear what I'm recording, which makes it difficult. If anybody's ever done a voiceover on anything, it does make it difficult when it comes to editing on whether you can hear your playback, and I cannot on the new version. So I've resorted back going to my old version because I can hear the audio playback on here. So I am recording still on my old version. I'm not sure yet what's going to happen with my newer version for sure. I'm still kind of working on that. I'm still working with the company trying to get it figured out. But if we can't get it figured out, they'll probably just issue me a refund. But we have been trying to figure this out now for probably 2 weeks, I think it has been going on now. We've been trying different settings. They've told me to go into different areas. I've tried different areas. Can't seem to get it figured out. Unsure what's going on. But I at least am able to record and still do everything with the older version. Thank goodness, because that was the reason why I wasn't getting anything out. I wasn't able to upload anything because I couldn't get the microphone to work. And then of course just my schedule in general has been hectic lately, so that's been a little bit of an issue as well. But finally, as you can see, since this video is out, I finally got the voiceover done and finally got this video out. And hopefully the download for the link for it is also available, hopefully when this comes out. At the time of this audio, of course, I have not released the version or this lot yet. Now it is, of course, on my Patreon for those who get the early access downloads. They have had access to this because I thought I was going to get this out a lot sooner, and unfortunately did not. So they've had the access to this lot for quite some time now while I've been trying to get stuff on my computer figured out. So, but yeah, you could always go to my Patreon. I do post the downloads earlier on my Patreon than I do anywhere else. But yeah, as you can see, working on this lot here, I did struggle a little bit. Now there was some stuff that I didn't show on the video just to try to help with time. I'm trying to keep my videos, at least around 30 minutes or less if I can. So this video or this build will also include a little bit of a stop motion on the interior just to try to help a little bit on the time. But also to help on the time was placing the mill there on the side of the lot. I wanted it, my vision for this lot, I've had this vision in my mind for this particular lot since I created the world. This one and the Castle Museum were two of the lots that I really wanted to incorporate, and I really wanted the lot to include like a waterfall, as you can see coming out from beside it there. I wasn't too sure if that was going to be something that I could do. It wasn't anything that I've ever done in the past. I've just never done them before. So of course I had to go online and kind of just Google it a little bit just to see if it was even possible. And then I was able to discover that yes, it is. You just have to use the smoke emitter, or the fog emitter, I guess is what it's called. And you can actually change what it does. So then of course I had to use the online guide to see what the codes were for it. And then I was able to then place them and create that waterfall. Now the other thing that I have also discovered was I was kind of hoping that I'd be able to sink them down in the ground to kind of give it the illusion of it like cascading down over the rocks. And it seemed to be okay for the most part. Like every time I loaded up the game and I loaded up the world and I, was working on the lot and everything, they seemed to be okay. They seemed to be in the right spot. But then I discovered when I saved the lot and then placed it back down, they would suddenly pop up to the top, like, because I had flattened the ground and kind of like buried them in there, and I thought, oh, I mean, if they, can't really get to them, I guess, oh well, it's a waterfall. But they would pop back up to the top of the ground where I had it leveled, and then of course they wouldn't be right. So then I had tried to figure out how to get it to work without it being too obvious that the ground was manipulated right there. So I was able to use plants and rocks and a bunch of other scenery items to kind of go around the mill a little bit to kind of hide where I lowered the ground so I could place those waterfalls. That way it could continue to look more like it was cascading down. So you can, where you're seeing them, they're kind of down in the ground. That's not where they're at in the final version, just because it didn't work as I was hoping for it to work. So if you go into the edit mode of the lot while you are in game, you will see where they are. They will be there and you can move them. You should be able to get a hold of them and get rid of them if you would like to, or do whatever you want with them. But that's kind of how I had to do it. And there was a lot of finagling with it, a lot of testing, a lot of going in, into edit mode, moving around, going back to live mode, turning, having the game play. That way they would show where the waterfall was. I mean, it was just very time consuming to get those in the place that I wanted. So I did not include that in the speed build, because I probably spent an hour or more alone just on the waterfall feature itself. So yeah, that I did not record. So, but pretty much everything else did get recorded, except for of course the interior. I did a stop motion that way just to try to help with time. But again, there's nothing too fancy or special about the interior. So hopefully that'll be all right that I just did it as a stop motion. This fireplace here is the fireplace that comes with the old mill set. If you hear a cat in the background meowing, that would be my rag doll. That would be Dylan. He's the one that I got when my mom passed a couple years ago. So he's quite mouthy, and he does not like it when I am not giving him the attention. So if you were to hear sneezes or meowing in the background, that's probably him. He is currently at my feet here in the office while I'm trying to record this voiceover. So anyway, to kind of get back to the build itself, I'm trying to make the old mill, to look very old. Basically the background of this story of this build was that it's one of the earlier builds when the island was discovered, or the valley was discovered, and it used to be a working mill. It was like a barn to start with, and then it got turned into a mill, and where they made the paper and other materials here. And of course, when that went out of business, the valley, the area, did not want to tear down the old building, the old structure. So the townspeople, the area, just kept it. They kept it up to date, and they turned it into a place for you to have tea, just kind of like a hangout area, I guess you could say. It does have a canning station, so the grandma's canning station is here. I want to say, I'm trying to remember where the grandma's canning station even came in. It was either with this old mill set, I think, or it came with something else. But I'm pretty sure that if you can download the world and you can download this lot, you should have already grandma's canning station, so you should be okay. The one thing I did notice and didn't realize until I was figuring out what all was used in this lot was the windows that I am placing in kind of like, I'm trying to think of where I put them. I think I have a couple up in the attic, but I think I have, you'll see them, I'll tell you when I see them again. I had already put a few in and didn't realize that I had put them in. I believe those came with the castle kit, to be honest. Wait, no, that one wasn't the castle kit. It was I always get the name of this town wrong. Is it Midnight Hollow or something like that? I'm sure I have it wrong. Again, I can never for the life of me remember the name of the town, and I think it's because I just never play in it. But it's the one that's so gloomy and dark and has like a never-ending fog in it. That world is the one that has these windows. I used them in the last build that I had, that country house that I created. I thought I had taken it out. I thought I uninstalled it. Apparently I did not. And I have put those windows in again. So you will need to have that store item in order, otherwise the game will replace these windows with something else. And I can tell you that the placement of these windows, it's those ones right there that I just put in. Those set differently on the wall, and the game, if they was to replace them with something else, it's probably not going to look right. I don't know. You'll just have to test it to see what it replaces it with. But I believe, if I remember correctly, I lowered the second floor down I think it's 4 steps. Now you can't remember. The steps are either in sets of 3 or 4, but either way, I lowered the walls down 1 set, and all your regular windows are going to be too high. And without realizing it, not paying any attention at all, I put those windows in thinking, yeah, those look really good. They fit real good, completely forgetting that it came with that, that other town. And yeah, so I didn't really want to take them out because, again, none of the windows would have fit, and I really wanted windows there, and they just bring out that barn look. And this is just a small clip of where we're at on the building of the lot. My recorder stopped recording. I had actually run out of memory because I hadn't condensed any of my other videos. So I had probably 600 gig that was used in videos and I hadn't condensed it. So I had done all the decorating with those vines and everything on the lot without realizing that the my Fraps recorder was not recording anymore. So I thought, just to try to help so you could see it, I went ahead and just did a little pan view of the lot. That way you could see where all the vines and everything were at. And then here I'm just trying to, I wanted to kind of have like a bridge, kind of like what you see in the screenshots or of the pictures of the old mill from the store. They have like a bridge that is there, and I kind of wanted to do that too, but the lot just isn't big enough. It's almost like I made the barn way too big, or the lot's just not big enough, so I couldn't put the bridge in, so I had to take it out. But that's what I was trying to do with the water by bringing it around, and decided to go with something else. And honestly, I kind of like what I ended up doing anyway better than having that bridge. So now I'm just trying to do a little bit of more decorating of the lot, just trying to, I don't know, bring in more character, I guess. I'm adding some of the plants and stuff all over the place just to try to help. And then I'm just kind of manipulating these around because I have a lot of layers, I guess you could say, or levels. So I can tell you, be careful if you move anything because it might pop into a different spot. Because again, I did use a lot of different like layers and stuff in order to create what I created, the different levels. So but everything works. You'll see at the end of the video that I did test it. I even put in little mini videos of the Sims using the lot. Everything works just fine, so you shouldn't have any problems with that. So yeah, and I'm just going through and doing some of the fences. I always, for whatever reason, put all the fences down before recoloring. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Is I finally decided what I wanted to color it, so now I had to redo them all and make them that color. So here I am putting in the rocks, just try to fill it in, because this mill, if you've ever used it before, you'll notice that if it's on like any kind of hill, if it's not on flat ground, it's like open at below it, which really does, like, it's just open, like there's nothing filling it in, so it looks a bit off or out of place. So I'm just kind of using the different rocks and foliage and stuff to try to help cover that up a little bit and just try to help, I don't know, just aesthetically make it look more pleasing to the eye. I'm just adding some more rocks and stuff that should help tie everything in. And of course bringing in some more of the bulrushes that I use throughout the world. Again, those things are a lot bigger than what they looked when I was creating the world, but I do still really like them and do still use them quite a bit. I do make it so your Sims can fish in that pond, so there is some fish spawners in there. I've tested it. The Sim can go over there and fish just fine, and you'll see again in the small video clip at the end of the video. So I just thought that would be kind of nice. Again, it's just kind of a hangout area, and with the Sims with this being kind of a older style world, not all the same stuff can be placed to give your Sims, you know, activities and you know, entertainment, like, you know, if it was a more modern world. So I do try to add, you know, the fish spawners and, you know, telescopes. You know, there's telescopes sitting around on the community lots, and I can't remember for sure if I put any of those on this lot or not. I don't think I did. I think there's some chess tables though. I believe I did put chess tables down, and there's several of the tea tables, so the Sims will have, you know, be able to do their tea. Most of the tables are tea. And of course, like I said, you can do the canning as well. I was going to try to decorate with canned goods throughout the interior, but those don't stay. I even spent, I'm not sure how many sim days on one of my other lots creating all these jams and preserves and everything else, only to find out that even when I place them in different areas, like on the counters and in the shelves and stuff that I put down, the game still deletes them. So unfortunately those are not there. I had to then go and find other stuff in the game to decorate the shelves with. But they did keep the wine. I knew they would keep the wine because I've done it before where it kept the wine, so I was pretty sure that would. So I had my one sim who has a very high skill in making wine, and I had her make a whole bunch of wine, so I put those in for the Sims. That way they can get those, they can browse and taste the wine. So that's in there. And I think that's pretty much about it. That's about the only thing I could keep in. The game wanted to delete pretty much everything else. So yeah, just throwing in some plants and stuff here and there, just try to fill in underneath the deck space, just so it looks like there's something. I mean, a lot of times you have weeds and stuff growing under there anyway, so it's just natural for it to be overgrown with something. So then I went ahead and put in like a fence. You'll see that I have this stone fence all the way around. I just really liked the way that looked. This is also from that kit, or that old mill set is this fence. I also used the rounded gate. I wasn't too sure if I was going to use it or not, because I don't know, it just, that gate there just looks, I don't know, something about it. It's not really my favorite, but somehow I get it to work and I end up leaving it. I do end up liking it, so it's probably going to be the one and only time I ever use it. The rest of the fence I don't mind, but that is just not my favorite. I do end up putting in the old mill pack or set does come with corn on the cob, like fully grown stalks. So I put that in thinking that the Sims could do something with it, but apparently they cannot. So I left them anyway because I liked the way they looked. So they're kind of just there to look at. Your Sims can't do anything with them, but you will see that I did add those to it. I was kind of disappointed that there was no gameplay with them. It's like, to me, we should have been able to maybe be able to collect or pick them or something. I don't know. I was disappointed. We'll just put it that way. I was disappointed that there wasn't anything we could do with the corn. But it is still there. I like the way it looked. So here I'm just trying to recolor everything, and I definitely had a struggle with it. Again, with the different layers, it was difficult to get my cursor to be able to highlight the area and color it. So that was a little bit of a struggle. I do end up getting there in the end, getting it taken care of, and I'm just trying to recolor some of these other areas just because, I don't know, to me it just seems like I need to be able to color it somehow because they kind of stick out, but the tops of this concrete, unfortunately, I cannot. So you'll still be able to see that, but I'm still filling in other areas just to try to help. I do like to put black in because it just helps redirect the eye to the areas that the Sims can go. Some areas I'm not able to do that, like underneath here, like underneath the barn. I end up just coloring it in dirt. As you can see, I did have areas where I did color it, only to find out that it colored a wall. As you can see, I'm not sure. I do end up fixing it, but it took me a bit to figure out what was colored and what had happened. So I did that off camera. Now I'm just going through and figuring out what lights I wanted. I really liked these kind of lights. They looked old-fashioned and they looked like they could potentially have a candle inside of them, so I kept them. I really liked them for this lot. I just thought it went really well. Here's where I ended up putting those corn in. Again, like I said, I didn't realize it at the time that you couldn't use them. So yeah, but I liked the way they looked, so I left them. I'm sorry that you can't do nothing with that corn, but at least they're there. They take up space, so not a whole lot you can do about that, I guess. If you don't like them, just delete them and put something else there. I don't really care. So here I am putting in the chess tables, which I thought I had put a couple in. That way your Sims have something to do. And I kind of liked those. I think I keep those chess tables. Yeah, I just end up recoloring them, I think. It's been so long since I did this build because I spent so long just trying to figure out what was wrong with my microphone and the program that I kind of don't remember everything that I did, and I'm kind of remembering as we go along with the video. So I end up, here's the tea table that I was telling you about. This comes with the set, automatically comes with that tea set on the top. Now I was just trying to figure out here in the light of the day in the game on what color I wanted to go with, because I wasn't 100% certain what I wanted to go with for sure. Now I was trying to figure out what chairs I thought, because I don't think that the pack actually comes with any specific chair to go with these tables. It's just kind of whatever you end up going with. I believe these are the chairs I do end up going with, because they did feel kind of old-fashioned with like an old fabric. But yeah, everything should work for you. Your Sim should be able to go out to these tables just fine without any issues. Like I said, the lot was tested. I'm just trying to put around some lights, that way at night, you know, you can see what your Sims are doing. It's nicely lit up. And then just try and do some more miscellaneous decorating. That pot there is a store item, but it is free, so it won't cost you anything. Just go ahead and get it downloaded. I do use quite often a lot of free downloads from the store, so I recommend downloading them because you get some really neat stuff. I do really like it. And I wanted to add like some kind of tree or whatever right here that was in the pot, but I just couldn't. I think I ended up keeping it, but I can't remember what I stick in that pot. I keep the pot, I'm pretty sure. But I don't remember what I put in there. I think I leave that. Yeah, I think I leave that plant. It's again another one from the store, but it is free, so be sure to download it. You'll get another plant to decorate your Sim's house with. So yeah, I don't remember if I leave the roses there or not. I just don't remember if I did. I think I placed them, but I can't remember if I left them or not. I just go ahead and put down some more of the benches for the Sims to sit. Just more miscellaneous decorating, and now I'm just getting that table and chair that I had, just to put a little bit more out here. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what all to put in. Just your usual decorating, at least my usual decorating. I'm not much of a decorator for exterior. I just never know what to do really. So here's the stop motion. I'm going to go ahead and leave you here. It's just a basic stop motion. I hope you enjoy. If you have any comments or suggestions, go ahead and leave them down below, and I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye.
it to me.